everybody. You're listening to the If It Was a Book podcast, the show that takes real-life stories and rewrites them into what would happen if it was a book, for people who love reading, writing, pop culture, and general ADHD chaos. Today, I am joined by Niah of Novel Niah, book talker, bookstagrammer, and more. Thank you so much for being here, Niah.
I am happy to be here. I am so excited.
So this podcast is a little different from most, where we actually give listeners a little peek into your writing and brainstorming style by taking a real story and rewriting it into what would happen if it was a book. So you have a story that you'd like to share with us today?
I do have a story that I would like to share, and I am going to just preface it with saying that this is a story that has haunted me for years. Okay. I think about it so often, and I'm deeply embarrassed by it.
Okay.
I am deeply embarrassed by it, and I try not to tell people about it because it is
I'm so glad you're sharing it on a podcast.
So I thought, why not share it on a podcast? This is a safe space. Me, you, and all the viewers that are going to be listening to this story. And yeah, I don't know. I'm just kind of embarrassed by it because I feel like it's really stupid. But okay, so here's what happened. Picture this.
I'm here.
I'm like 7 or 8 at the time. Okay. I have exactly the same face that I have now, but a baby. So picture a baby, 7 or 8 years old. My father's family is like huge, and we don't spend a lot of time with them, but we get a call that like his great aunt has like passed. And so they're like, sure, well, we're going to go to the funeral. And so me and my like 5 siblings pile into a car and we drive to the funeral. I have no real concept of like death at this point or funerals or anything like that, right? It's not a sad story, by the way. I know I started off really strong. It's not sad. Anyway, but we go to this funeral. I'm very bored because I'm like 8 and it's a funeral. And so after the funeral, of course, we go to like the repast, and like everyone is like eating and being sad. And my mother tells my older sister, like, you're going to play with your cousins, watch your little sister, okay? Like, make sure that she doesn't get into trouble, because I was the middle child and I had a tendency to get into scrapes, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So my older sister resents the fact that she has to watch me, and so she tells me that we're going to play hide and seek. Fun. Love hide and seek.
Wait, I need a quick pause. Are you about to crawl into this coffin?
Not into the coffin, but
Okay, I'm sorry, carry on. Tell your story.
Where a coffin is going to land.
Okay, keep going.
So my sister is like, you have to stay like in this room though, but like go and hide, right? Later she admitted that she had no intention of ever finding me at all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's very obvious now. Like, I know that's a spoiler for the viewers, but she wasn't going to find me. She wanted me to like just go away and hide. And so since she told me to stay in the room, the first thing I do is I leave the room. I not only leave the room, but I leave the building. Okay. So we are adjacent to a graveyard, and I think, wow, she's never going to find me here. So I am looking for the perfect place to hide, and I find a hole, and I crawl in the hole, and I'm like, I'll hang out here. And I hang out there in that hole for a little bit. It's dark. It's kind of like muddy because I'm, it's kind of dirty. So I'm like covered in dirt. I get bored eventually and I crawl out of the hole after a while. Everyone is freaked out because no one can find me. Like, my sister is crying. She's in trouble. My mother is like really upset that we come to see this family that we don't ever see, and her child has gone missing. Right? And so I wander up. I'm covered in dirt, and my mom's like, what? Like, she's so upset. She's like, what happened? What were you doing? Why were you playing in dirt? And I was like, I wasn't playing in dirt. I was playing in a hole, and my shoe is gone. My shoe is missing. And so she's like, okay, let's go and like find your shoe. And we go and find my shoe, and turns out the hole I was hiding in, it was a grave, and I had hidden in a grave, and I crawled out of the grave, and I got in trouble for for being dirty and for not listening to my sister. And then we went home, and I didn't get dessert. Because like hiding in graves is bad, and not listening to your older sister is bad.
Mm-hmm.
But that's my story that I would like to rewrite. And the reason I would like to rewrite it is because it is so uneventful. It is so boring. Like, there's
I don't think you understand that was not uneventful.
No, but that's the thing, is like, it feels like so anticlimactic. Like, it's not a thing. I'm like, no, I just like I fell into a grave. I was in the grave, and I crawled out. I was like, And like, that's it. That's the story. And I got in trouble because I was dirty. And like, so when I'm like, oh, what's my fun fact? It's I fell into a grave, right? But like, it's not fun. Not just because it sounds depressing, but because it's like it's not a good story. I did not feel fear at any point during that story
Yeah,
until
did
my
you
mom laid
fall
eyes on
into the
me
grave?
and was like,
Or did you
I climbed it. I climbed into the grave. Like, it was on purpose. I said I fell though because I was like, I'm gonna get in trouble if I like say that I was like
Of
I crawled into
course.
this like hole. But yeah, like I crawled into a grave, right? It's not good, right? Like I didn't feel any fear. I wasn't scared until I thought I was gonna get in trouble. Like nothing happened afterwards. I'm not haunted by like wayward spirits to the best of my knowledge. So it's like, what if that story was interesting? You see what I mean? Where it's like it's
I do, and I think we can write the story, and we will. But I think that it says something about your family and how you were brought up that you didn't feel fear there. I think that that's really good that you were like so sheltered and safe in like a good way of like I can wander around and I can hide in holes and nothing bad will happen. Instead of I am at a funeral learning about death for the first time and I got into a grave and that's horrific.
no, I mean, like that's the thing where it's like wasn't scary or anything. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fine. This is like she'll come find me, gonna make fun of her for how long it took her to find me, and then I was like, no, and I was like, I want to get her in trouble because she left me out here, and like that was my like.
Oh my god. That's so sister behavior.
I know she does
Okay.
feel bad about it to this day, and my mother does too. Like they both feel really bad. Like the rest of my siblings joke me all the time, but like they genuinely like feel really bad about it because they were like, I didn't know it was a grave when I was scolding you for like being dirty and like running away from your sister. Like I wouldn't have.
What else would it be? A hole in the ground at a cemetery.
And the thing was, like, it couldn't have been like a completely like there might have been a coffin in the grave because like I don't know how else I could have gotten out of the grave. Like honestly, like because it was dark and I'm like,
Yeah,
but I
6 feet deep and you're a
yeah,
child.
like there's no
Oh,
way.
that got scarier just now. I'm glad that you were not afraid, but that did just get scarier.
Yeah. Well,
That makes
anyway,
sense because you said it was after the service, so
I
they
don't
probably lowered.
yeah, I don't know. Like like that's the thing. It was creepy thinking back on it. But like to me, it's like a funny little story. And it had like because of the way that my family reacted to it, I tell it as like a funny little story where it's like, haha, I got my like older sister in trouble and then everyone felt bad afterwards because like they scolded me for being in a grave. But like what if it was terrifying? What if it was like life defining? I guess it is life defining in a way because I do think about it and I'm like,
Because
huh.
you think about it all the time.
I do think about it all the time, and I'm just like, man, that could have been the start of like an actual really great story. And instead, it's like a Niah, are you okay?
So, what age do you want us to write this story for? Because I can see
No,
different thoughts different ways.
I love a YA horror, which may
Okay.
be saying that this affected me in ways that I have not yet examined because I do actually love YA horror. Um, I don't know. What are you thinking?
I was thinking more of a children's book along the lines, like children's chapter book along the
Hmm.
lines of Coco, where like when you fall in, you're kind of in the land of the dead and you sort of start to understand what death is.
So I learn an actual lesson instead of just
Right.
being kind of a little brat when I
But
get out.
another thing that I was thinking about was like running horrified through a cemetery, like running from someone who's trying to get you and you fall into a grave. And then you have to make the decision to get in the coffin with the body in order for
Okay,
them
okay.
not to find you.
I like that because it brings in the aspect of my sister who never came to find me, who never intended to come to find me, right? So I like that. It also like hits the ground running, but like literally like if it's jumping in there, right? Like that's a pretty strong
Hmm.
opening. I don't read a lot of like thrillers though, and I feel like that's like thriller territory. So I don't know any of the tropes or the like conventions
Okay.
of that genre, but I am open to it. If you're, if you can guide me as we're writing the story, I'm down with making it a thriller because that does sound
Okay.
exciting.
I can definitely do that. If that's our opener instead of the ending, then it would maybe be a flashback. Or, okay, I've got
Okay,
two
okay.
options here. Is that can be current and then we flashback and like chapter 2 or 3. Or that can be current and so I always go back to Gallagher Girls. I'm so sorry. I always go back to Spy School. So the naturals and such. So another option would be that this is like not too unusual of an occurrence. Our main character must often run
Ooh.
from people and find weird ways to escape them.
I'm leaning towards that. I think that's exciting.
This child or teen is like often in these high stakes situations where they have to run from people. So
Mhm.
our first order of business is, who are we running from?
Okay.
You know what we should do?
What are we running from? Sorry, go ahead.
Have you seen Teenage Bounty Hunters, the TV show?
No. No.
Okay, iconic TV show. They did end it after one season because it got sapphic, which was annoying of them. But truly iconic, and I think that that would work here, where we have our little teen bounty hunter who is like solving mysteries to find criminals, and then sometimes they fight back, and she must run from them.
I'm here for it.
Like, perhaps she's kind of teaming up with someone who's older who can,
Mhm.
like, catch the criminals,
And
and
she's just
she's just
doing, like,
finding them.
doing the legwork, and then
Right.
she's, like an apprentice of sorts to an
Yeah.
actual bounty hunter.
And doing all the, like, computer stuff of, like, well,
Yeah.
I saw his social media tagged this, so that's where he is.
Like, what is it, Garcia from Criminal
Yes,
Minds?
Criminal Minds, which
Yeah.
I've also read a lot of Criminal Minds fanfiction.
So have I. Do you know they were
Happy
cowards for
Kinktober
not
to those
putting
who
Gary.
celebrate.
Oh my god. That's another series that I'm, like, really trying hard not to, like, get pulled back into, like, a rewatch. Like,
Mhm.
I cannot sit there and rewatch, like, 37 seasons of anything anymore. Like, I must watch something new. I have to move on. But,
Yeah.
yes, I like that. I think I would like for them to be, like, bounty hunters of not just, like, humans, because like, that seems a little creepy to me, that they're
Woo!
like, that this, like, teenager is,
Paranormal
like,
bounty hunters.
because like real life bounty hunters, all I'm thinking of is like Dog the Bounty Hunter, and I don't think that's
I don't know
like
what that is.
it's oh my god, it's like this dude, and he has like a first of all he wears a cut off like leather vest, and he has like bleached tips, and
Of course.
he wears like really tiny little sunglasses, and it just looks like a stereotypical like biker dude. Like, but for some reason he has like the arm sleeves of his shirt are cut off, and he
Oh,
goes and
what is
he's
this
like a
guy's
bounty
name? I'm
hunter.
gonna look him up.
Dog the Bounty Hunter. Okay. That's what I think. You see?
Okay.
Like, and you understand now. Like I need a little bit of like something that's not that. Like I like the idea of it, but the only like bounty hunter that I'm aware of is Dog the Bounty Hunter. And so I just need it to feel a little a little separation
Yeah.
from that. Okay.
I like the paranormal bounty hunters vibe. I also think that we could do, like, instead of hunting criminals in the way that, like, we would still hunt the criminals, but I would say that it's, like, perhaps double bounty, or, like, they only take cases that are, like, people in need in a way.
Yeah.
So, like,
That makes okay.
because just to make them less cops is
That's
kind of
what I
my
want.
goal.
Yeah, that's also the thing where I'm like, yeah, okay. That I like that one. Okay.
So I was
'Cause
thinking in a very specific situation that just will keep happening to these characters, is that there's a kidnapped child and the family is offering like a reward for finding them. And then also there is the criminal who kidnapped them, in which they would also get a bounty for catching
okay.
them and returning the child. And then if they don't do one or the other, so like if for some reason the criminal gets away or the child doesn't want to be with their parents, like the parents are maybe not nice people, then we still have a fallback and we still get
That's
paid.
good. I like that. You said they're doing good, they're not cops, and they are financially secure,
That's right.
which is the dream. Thank you.
So I think that I have decided that it's like a father-daughter team. So there's the dad. I'm going to say that he is like some sort of paranormal guy himself. Maybe
Are we
he's a
rewriting
vampire.
Supernatural?
Is their dad paranormal?
Well, like the dad not he's not paranormal, but like it's a dad. They're hunters.
I've seen Supernatural, but I just haven't finished Supernatural.
No. He's not paranormal, but he is. I mean, like they do hunt.
When Cass
paranormal
said "I love
creatures.
you" and they said "go to hell," I was like, I'm done. I'm out.
No, I know, but like, did I accidentally back to my roots? I can't escape it.
You know what? I love it. I love
I
that,
like it.
that it's supernatural now. So we'll do older brother, younger sister.
Let's do that.
What do you want the older brother's name to be? Dean! Okay, Dean, the older brother, father figure, and Samantha, the young girl.
One day I'll have an original idea, but today's not that day.
Okay, we genuinely need to name her something that's not Sam.
I know. Let's do Dani.
Dani.
Short for
Dani and
Daniela.
Dean. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say that Dean was already doing this. This was like his job. And Dean and Dani's parents.
We don't
pass
actually
away.
have to name him Dean. I can think for 2 seconds of another male name.
Do you want a different name?
Yeah, because like it does feel too supernatural. Let's name him Kevin. Was the first thing that came.
Kevin from Shameless is her older brother?
Stop. No, not anymore. No, okay, I know 3 names. Adam. Shit, that's also from Supernatural.
There's a lot of characters in Supernatural.
Adam's fine. Let's do Adam. It's fine. It's
okay,
fine.
Adam and Dani.
Jeez.
Okay, so Adam and Dani's parents pass away, perhaps in a very normal car. In a very normal car accident. They pass away. And so now Dani is with Adam. Adam not immediately, but throughout the story, Adam is going to explain that he is actually Dani's half sibling, that they have different dads, and that he is part supernatural of some kind. You get to decide what he is. That's fine. But so he now has to take custody of Dani. And he tries to like leave her out of it, but Dani, of course, is 13 and is like, I'm obviously going to help. So she keeps inserting herself into the different investigations, and he'll be like, go color or whatever, not knowing how to talk to a 13-year-old. And she'll be like just listening and writing notes and doing investigative stuff while they're out and about.
I love it. Yeah, I love that. I like the idea of like her just being like, no, gotta like, and I want her to, like, while he's gone, she's pouring over all of his books and everything like that, and being like secretly going to the library, like finding his little. I want there to be a paranormal library. Like I need there to be like a library where like people who are paranormal or know about the paranormal can go, and they have access to these like secret like library books that like have all of the history and everything that they want, and I want her to have access to that. And yeah, I like that. I like the idea of having that as like her third place is this little magical library.
I like that too. I think that's so fun.
Yeah.
So we have our third place library. We have Adam and Dani, and they're currently. So I am gonna say that this is a flashback sort of situation. So we're gonna work up to this graveyard scene. So
I trust you.
Then we have our graveyard scene, and then we have a like 4 months earlier, and it's the funeral of her parents, and Adam taking custody of her and taking her back, and then she's tagging along on this investigation where maybe they have to catch something small first, something that she can build her confidence with.
What about like a pixie or something that's just doing a little mischief that went too far?
Yeah, okay, so there's a pixie that's causing mayhem at like a tea shop or something.
They're in the same place, like just causing all the milk to spoil or something like that, and the person's like, I need to be able to sell like tea and coffee, I have to pay my rent, and it's distressing.
Yeah. And I'm just thinking about like regular people, because I always think it's fun in a children's book where regular people can't see or hear the things that you can see and hear. Yes. And it brings in a lot of imagination, because then when you're having your imaginary little time and then your parents are like, what are you talking about? You're like, you're not supernatural. You don't know.
You don't get it.
You don't get it. So I'm going to say that you have to be part paranormal in order to do these things and see these things. So as we're going about this, they have different dads, and she thought that he was paranormal because of his dad, but it's actually their mom that they share. And maybe his dad is also paranormal, who knows? But like she's getting it from the mom.
Oh wow, I love that. Oh, because then throughout the series, because this is a 10-book series, throughout the series they're trying to figure out what type of paranormal their mother was, because they don't know. And because is this going to be the kind of paranormal where like she has magic, or is it going to be kind of like a what type of paranormal like what her mom.
I don't know, because my first thought was Siren, which I always go to,
I
but
love a
I
siren.
don't want. I do
I don't
too,
want
but I
the
don't want to give Siren powers to a
to
13-year-old.
try.
I feel
That's what I was
like
thinking.
people are
Yeah.
going to be gross to her. She's a child, so
Yeah. I don't know. That's something to think about. Okay, well we can keep
that's
going.
okay. We don't have to know in this book. We're not going to find out in this book. We'll find out in future
Further in the series, because
future books.
this is not a book that'll be able to stand on its own. I'll introduce too
That's
many
right.
questions.
And so his dad is also paranormal, and he knows that. Maybe his dad is like a ghoul or like something fun. I don't
I was
know.
gonna say like Mothman.
His dad is Mothman? You want his dad to be Mothman?
Stop! No, because you asked me twice, so I think it's a bad idea. Okay, like you're really on the spot here. Let me think.
I just, whenever it's like a very specific one, it like throws me off when you're like, yeah, his dad is the Bigfoot. Not like a Yeti. He is the Bigfoot.
It's
He
a
is
mantle
the
that's
Mothman.
passed from second son to second son. He actually didn't know that he was Mothman at first
What?
until his father stepped down from.
Well, if it's to second son, his younger sibling's a girl, so there's no second son. So Mothman dies with his father.
Okay, well, so there are some plot holes. But are we gonna not read a book or write a book just because there are plot holes? Maybe this is a fun time, not a good book.
It can be that if we'd like.
This is the first draft. This is the first draft. Do you not often think of Mothman? So I'm the weird one.
Niah says, I'm the weird one for suggesting Mothman.
And you're right. Okay, but no, I'm committing to it. I'm not changing anything else.
Okay,
We're
his
just
dad's
getting the words on
Mothman.
paper, right? Like we'll edit
Okay.
later.
We'll change that later. Right now, his dad is Mothman. And honestly, I kind of dig the second son thing, because then it means Mothman does die with his father, and he is not Mothman, but, like, what's his name? Adam is not Mothman, but he does have paranormal blood
Yes.
from Mothman, so he gets to see all the things and hunt all the bounties and such.
But he doesn't have any of the responsibilities of Mothman.
Of
and
being Mothman.
And
yeah.
that's why, yeah. That I really appreciate you making that work. I truly do. All I had was the knowledge of Mothman in a dream. You really brought that home, so thank you.
You're welcome. So I want to say that Dani and Adam, that their mom is some sort of like very
Paranormal.
fast or very strong supernatural, so that they can get some like good bounty hunting skills.
What's a creature that like connects with like plants and like the earth or something like that? And because I think it'd be really interesting for
like a tree sprite?
Yeah, like a tree sprite or something like that, where if they're like when they're hunting people, they're like, oh,
nymph.
well, I'm a nymph. I like that actually. I like that a lot because it's like, oh, they're out there hunting people there, but they have this like connection to the earth and are able to, I don't know, be like, well, let's go with that. I love
They can feel the people in the ground, like Toph in Avatar: The Last Airbender.
That's how she finds the grave to crawl into. And
Sure.
she's like, how did I know this? How did I know this was here? What did I do? So there we go. We'll bring it back home at the end. That's the start of being like, how could I do this? And then we end on a cliffhanger. Second book. She's digging into her mom's history or something.
Okay, so Adam is a bounty hunter, a paranormal bounty hunter, and Dani is his younger sister, who he is now taken care of because their parents passed away in a car accident. Adam has some very normal little cases to do. For example, catching and removing the pixie from the coffee shop, perhaps a couple of other little things. He finds like things that were missing because a ghost moved them or something.
Yeah.
He finds these little things, and Dani is helping him. Don't worry about it. That's happening. We're like 5 chapters later.
Yeah.
We're getting the build up of
she's very good at
her getting
learning.
better at it.
Yeah. I like that. I like a little montage of people being like, I'm learning a little bit at a time. Like I think that's cute. But
yeah. And now we're about a week away from the grave scene. Okay. So because it's going to be a missing person case, I didn't want us to be too far away from that because, like, we don't want them to have been missing for a long time. Because, as you know from watching Criminal Minds, the first 48 hours
are the most important.
So I don't want them to be missing for too long.
Criminal Minds taught me so much about, like, it fed into my anxiety in such a specific way that, like, it wasn't too scary for me to watch it, but it was scary enough that like I lock my doors 17 times every single night, you know?
I think that's fair. Okay, so it's about a week before the grave scene.
Hmm.
We are getting the case. I don't know how we get the case, but we get the case from. He finds it on a paranormal messaging board. I don't know.
They're in the little, like, a paranormal library on the bulletin board. Have the
Oh
missing
yeah. Have you
person
seen this
poster on the
girl?
bulletin. Yeah. And they're like, this has been here. Like, that's weird. Usually this is a safe little sleepy little town. Somebody's missing. Because of course they live in a
Hmm.
cute little, like, small Gilmore Girls-esque, like, town where creepy bad things happen, but nothing too bad, right?
Yeah. Ooh, I think that a lot of their cases they should get from the little
The bull
bulletin board in the
I like
library.
that a
I think
lot.
that's fun.
I think that's really
Yeah.
cute. Yeah. And at some point, the like one of the librarians starts like taking the posters and being like, "Hey, here are your cases," and she's like getting the
Ooh.
yeah, and like so like that. I like the idea of like the librarian being like, "Okay, these cases, these are for you," and like handing them to them every single time they come in, and being like, I'm telling people about your services," and like they're getting like super busy because like she's like,
Funneling business
yes,
towards them.
exactly. So I like that. I think that's really cute.
And I think that that would be fun for a later book is to have the librarian hand the stack and then give like one or two just to Dani and be like,
Yes, these
I
are for
think that you'd be
your
good at it.
cases.
Yeah.
I like that.
Just like as she grows.
Well, to be like, because it's like a little encouragement, a little bit like, okay,
Yeah.
you've got these, and then like when they're stumped on a case or something, when Danny's like stumped on a case, she like goes to the librarian to be like, this is what I'm working on, like or something, or like tell me about this type of thing, you know? I like that
Hmm.
too. I'm really
Then the
liking this.
librarian knows like all the different paranormal things that could exist. So
Mm,
whenever Dani is stumped, she can go to the library and be like, here are the symptoms of the case. And then the librarian can diagnose the root
the
problem.
I like that. I love that because it's like it's very, especially because this is a children's book too. I like being like, let's talk about the different types of monsters and the characteristics
Hmm.
and like the mythology behind them and things like that. And what is a monster? And like that maybe that's not too philosophic. That's great. I love what is a monster? What is a like
Yeah.
parent? Yeah. Okay. Missing persons. They get this is the first book, so they see it on like she sees it on the bulletin board. I think she should grab it and bring it to Adam and convince him to take the case and be like,
Yeah.
we need to do this. Like she feels so strongly about it, and even though he normally wouldn't do it, he's like he does it and takes the case, even though he has like this is the biggest case he's ever done too, because he's very like
Hmm.
he's still nervous. He just became Mothman. I know. Okay. I was just seeing if it worked. I was seeing if it worked. I was just throwing it out there to see how it felt. I know we took it out. Okay.
How about they're gonna lose the apartment. They need a big payout. There's a big
Yes.
reward.
Okay. Like that. So he's
His
like,
dad
okay,
is
we can
still
do it.
Mothman. Don't worry.
Make it seem like I'm really actually obsessed with Mothman, and this is the first time
You're
I've
very
thought about.
invested in the Mothman plotline.
I think it's something that'll really make the book sell. I think it's a really good, like, it's great for marketing. It's really gonna make it stand out in people's minds. The Mothman detective. Sorry for how much like laughing you're gonna have to edit out of this.
It's
I
okay.
didn't mean to be so ridiculous today.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Okay. So like they take this like really big case because they're like we need this payout, like we're on a streak where we're working really well together, like Dani knows so much more about like the paranormal and she has like really great investigative like computer skills and things like that, so he's like yeah, like I think we can handle this. So they dive in. Who's missing?
Some rich child in order for us to get money for our apartment.
Yeah, it has to be some rich kid. That makes sense. Sorry to rich kids that always get kidnapped and
But your
sure.
parents can pay a ransom.
They can pay the
So,
ransom. Yeah, like that's how it works. Oh my God, that reminds me of a story. I'm just gonna take 2 seconds. Okay. There's this story that I read. It's like the disappearance of like Courtney something and what's her name. And it's a story about a girl who gets kidnapped. Like she's friends with like this really rich like girl. And the rich girl gets like kidnapped and she's with her. So she gets kidnapped too. And like every time like she's seeing like them talk about like the rich girl missing, they're like, and also this other girl is
also
also
that
like
girl.
yeah, and also this girl, like they're I mean literally it's like, and what's her name? And it's so funny because it's about the like it's told from the perspective of her poor friend, and it's like no one cares about me as much as they care about this rich girl who got kidnapped with me, but I'm like here, and it's a very weird children's book. Because it is for
A
children.
children's book.
It's like, yeah, it's for kids. Like I read it when I was like 12 or something. Like legitimately, like they're not very old, but maybe I did read some weird books. Anyway, but yeah, that's it.
I feel
This is
like
a
we
rich
can be
kid.
pretty broad here in
Yeah.
that, like, a rich girl was kidnapped. I would like to know what mysterious creature kidnaps her and kind of the motivation behind that. But then I
Mhm.
think that we can be like, and they save her at the end.
You get to pick this monster, okay? Because
Mm.
I have tried picking monsters before, and just historically, it hasn't been as
It has been
good.
Mothman.
It's been Mothman historically. It's only been Mothman. So,
I do think Mothman would kidnap a child.
too. I was thinking that. I said, man, I should have saved Mothman. I
It's
should have
his
saved
dad.
Mothman
That's
from the
how they catch
kidnapping.
him.
So we can pick any monster we want except for Mothman in this situation. Loch Ness Monster?
Yeah. Ooh, that could be kind of fun. Yeah, she goes
It'd be really
missing
funny.
around a lake.
Like, it'd be unexpected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're calling out a lot of, like, very singular mythical creatures instead of things that, like, there can be multiples of. You're
No,
like,
I
this
know.
one specific one.
I clocked that, and I'll examine it after the episode. So I've never. Usually, I'm like vampire, werewolf,
Yeah.
mermaid. and
That's
it's
what
like,
I'm
no,
looking for.
it is- I know. I'm giving you nothing. I'm giving you nothing to. I said, and you're gonna work hard today for this story.
That's okay. I'm very creative. It'll be
Yes.
fine.
I know, and this was not intentional, by the way.
That's fine. I think the Loch Ness Monster works here. So we have, or what are the, like, gilpies? Is that what
Selkies?
they're called?
The ones with the that have like the seal skin, like they turn into seals, and then they're seals, and then when they take off their like seal skin, they're like
Ooh,
humans,
yeah.
and then if you steal the skin, like they can't go turn back into.
That is
like,
a Selkie. I'm looking
is
it up
that-
right now.
okay.
From Celtic and Norse folklore. So I like that, and I think that it gives us a little bit more versatility in where they can be if you can
Mhm.
become a person and a seal.
What if the Selkie kidnapped the rich kid because the rich kid's parents purchased the like seal skin from like a collector or something like that, and it's trying to get its skin like back so that it can go back to the sea. And so it's like, I don't want to do this, but like I mean, I guess I know people can be bad, but whatever. But like I like the idea of it being like, I don't want to do this, but like they won't like sell me the like I can't get my skin back. Like I miss the ocean. Like so they like no one's getting hurt. They're just being like, this is the only thing that I want in exchange for the child is just I want the seal skin back.
I like this in that it's a children's book, and so they're like, look, it's not scary. It's just that we need our seal skin back.
Yes.
I'm wondering why the parents wouldn't just trade and get their child
They're
back.
not available. They're off like jet setting somewhere. They can't reach them.
So then how will we as Adam and Dani solve this problem?
I feel like they have to steal it.
Ooh,
and they have
okay.
to use their like paranormal powers to like steal the skin out of the mansion that it's held in, and just their little like private collection.
Yes, I love this, and I've tied us back to the graveyard. Don't worry. Okay, so yes, they're going to steal the seal skin, and then she is going to be the distraction for the guard dogs. So that's why she's running through the forest, and that's why things are chasing her that we're hiding from. And she is able to get into the hole. It's no longer a grave. Sorry,
That's
team.
fine.
She goes into the hole in the ground, and then tree limbs kind of cover her from view and also protect her physically from the dog. And we're like, whoa, that was weird. She's not exploring that right now because we don't know about the mom yet. We'll find that out in a later book. We just know that like nature really likes her. Nature really works for her.
She can. Okay, so what if she like her mom like left her like some kind of bracelet or something, or she's wearing something a bracelet or something that her mom always said would like protect her or was like magic or something like that, and she's like, it's probably the magic bracelet that's doing this or something. And then like in a later book when she doesn't have the magic bracelet, or she like something happens like where she doesn't have the bracelet, something else like magical and naturey happens, and she's like, it wasn't the bracelet at all. And then that's when she starts to explore what's going on with her mom.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Wonderful. Yes. Okay, so we've got the seal skin. We return it to the Selkie. The Selkie gives us the child. We give the child to the executor of the estate or the butler or whoever is there because the parents are not for some reason.
Well,
and
I
they
love
give us the payouts.
I love the idea of Dani becoming friends with this like little rich kid though.
I agree.
And being like, okay, now she's just moved to this town to like she's lost her parents, she's moved to this town like with her brother, but now she's friends with the librarian and she's friends with this rich kid who like can't see any of the paranormal but knows that it exists
regular kid.
because like she was like kidnapped, right? And so
Mhm.
then Dani has like a friend and things like that too. And so like the
Love.
rich kid is lonely because her parents are off at like Firefest or something, or they're planning Firefest. And now this friend has them. They both have friends, and it's good. It's a nice little
I
like
like
neat
that, and I
ending.
think that
Yeah.
yes, and they can go to school together, so then, like,
Yes.
future books, they can, like, work on little mysteries together.
While they're at school. Yeah.
So, love, we have wrapped up our book. Wonderful. Yay. We did it.
Perfect.
How do you feel? Is there anything that you want to add?
No, I love that. Love that. I like that it includes some mystery. It includes some supernatural. It includes a little bit of a heist. It includes some like
Mhm.
found family. It has like a library, like all of the things that I love. I love that so much.
So, I like to end every episode by getting some book recommendations from you. So, to start with, the first question is the hardest. Sorry, team. What is your all-time favorite book or series?
I'm in love with Mothman. No, I'm kidding. I think that is a book. Um, I
I think you're right.
I think it is. All right, that is a really hard question. I'm gonna go with an oldie but a goodie, Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silver Marina Garcia. Yep, I love it so much. I reread it every single year. Kill the Beast, actually. I changed my mind. Kill the Beast. That's my newest favorite, I think. Like I just read it a month or so ago and I want to read it immediately again. Like it's a standalone and it is fantastic. It is so good. It has everything that I want from a book that calls itself like a Howl's Moving Castle esque book. Because I think
Love.
that like when people say that, I'm like, have you read and watched Howl's Moving Castle? Because I don't.
Very different
Yes, exactly.
experiences.
Like it's so different. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Kill the Beast.
And what was the last book that you rated 5 stars, or if you don't rate books, the last book that you read that you can't stop thinking about?
Oh, The Princess and the PI. That's probably the last book I read
Oh,
that I was like, oh, this is really, really
Nikki
good, and I
Payne.
loved it. Yeah, I loved it so much. That's probably why, like, I've had mystery on the mind since I read that, where I thought, oh my gosh, I need to read more like mystery, like romances, because it was very good. But yeah, I think that was my last like 5-star book.
Yeah, I would actually argue that rather than bounty hunters, we were kind of doing PI stuff in this book.
I agree, and I think we should go with that. I think that makes me, yeah, I like it a lot. They were PIs, supernatural paranormal investigators.
Oh yeah, PI, Paranormal Investigator. That's cute. Okay, what book do you recommend to people the most?
Maybe The Fifth Season by N.K. Jemisin, because I feel like people are scared by that book because they read it and they're just like, I don't know what's going on. It's like, let it cook, give it a minute. What's the book that you recommend the most?
I probably recommend Poison Study by Maria V. Snyder the most.
It's so good. It's so good. Like it truly is.
It's
I
so
love it. Okay.
Our next question is, what book are you most looking forward to coming out in the next year or so?
What book are you most looking forward to coming out in the next year or so I can add it to my TBR?
So I just read On Love Rose Lane, which is a soccer romance, but also like explores a lot of like anxiety and trauma. But it's a soccer romance. And at the end of On Love Rose Lane, one of the characters gets pretty injured. And I want to see his recovery. And his book comes out in January.
Okay.
Heart Street Lane, January 15th.
Samantha Young?
Yeah.
I really like Samantha Young. She wrote this book about.
I've been reading her backlog right now, so
It's literally the first book in that like this is the first book in the like Return to Dublin Street. It's the first book in like the Dublin Street
I read that like this week.
Okay, is that the one? And I think that's the one where he's like a. Is it the one where he's a boxer? Or is that a different one? But like I don't know. I know that I love that book. What? It's a different one then.
He's
But
not
like
a
I
boxer.
loved that book in particular when I was too young to be reading that book. Okay. And I got like a physical copy of it like a while ago, and I was like, I'm gonna reread it, and I haven't reread it, but like that's one of the books that like that's one of the romance books that like stands out of my mind of me being like, like oh my gosh, like I love like so anyway, I'm gonna
The
reread it.
first
And
On
now
Dublin Street series book follows the parents that you get to know in On Love Rose Street. So her parents are the couple in On Dublin Street, and that's Joss. When she was 14, her parents died, and she's been living off the inheritance of that for her life. That's the first book. And what's her boyfriend's like Markham or something. I don't remember. I literally just read this week. I don't know his name.
Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter.
And he is just some guy. He like owns a club, and he maybe also owns a restaurant. He's like a real estate magnate guy.
Okay, that's
yeah.
It's not as nice.
And then Joss is an author, and she starts to write her parents' love story, and that becomes like her big bestseller. Is her parents who had passed away, and she like explores that grief and their story, and that's like her big thing.
Oh my
and
gosh.
the second book is about her coworker Joe and Callum or something, Caleb, I don't know. I don't understand boy names. I'm like, they don't matter to my brain.
Oh, so you said the fact that the first name that came to my mind was Dean and the second was Sam is not that. You're saying that's not that weird then?
That's right.
Okay.
And in that one, her father is out of the picture, and her mother got injured at like a workplace accident, so she's on disability, and she became addicted to alcohol because nothing was numbing the pain of her injury. She was like broke her back or something, like something really terrible, and because of that she has become an alcoholic. And so she dropped out of school when she was like 15 to take care of her younger brother and her alcoholic mother, and so she always dates like really rich guys to be like her sugar daddy kind of thing.
Yeah.
And she falls in love with a guy who's not really rich, and you actually just have to take care of each other, and you can't just rely on rich men.
Oh my God. Oh. Okay. I'm gonna read it. I'm gonna read it.
They're good. I'm deep in them. They're all on Penguin Random House audio, but I also have them through the library. So, but what books are you looking forward to coming out? And then
Okay. I'm actually. So, did you see the After the End Kickstarter that they did?
Yes, I got them all. They're in my book funnel right now.
I'm looking forward to reading those, but specifically the audiobooks for those. And I think those come out like in I don't know when those come out, but hopefully it's sometime soon. But that's what I am currently looking forward to. Time means nothing to me, and so it is hard for me to be like, has this book actually like come out, or because I don't read my arcs in order of when they're going to come out. But yeah, that's it. I think probably the entire like series, the After the End series. I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, I think that one's gonna be really good too. I'm also looking forward to the audios, but I'm like, am I just gonna read the ebooks while I'm waiting? Because they're in my book funnel. They're waiting on me.
That's what I was thinking too. I have a long flight coming up, and I was like, I could finish them all. I was like, I could do it. Nothing to bother me. Just like lock in. But also,
instead, you can listen to the audiobooks for the On Dublin Street series.
I literally just saved it. I'm about to go to Hoopla and see if they have them. Well, because I feel like they'll have the older ones for sure.
Yeah, I have them on my Libby. So depending on your library.
I was gonna say my one indulgence. I have more than one indulgence. I pay for like 2 like out of state library cards, and it is
me too.
Money well spent. Like it is so fantastic.
Do you have a favorite or auto-buy author?
I have a couple actually, and like Alex E. Harrow is like an instant buy like author for me. Sylvia Marina Garcia is like an instant buy author for me. Elizabeth Stevens, like anything that she like puts out, I'm going to immediately read. So I have too many lists actually. I was like, I don't have that many, and then I was like, oh, how do I narrow this down?
That's okay. I'm trying to see. I think that's my last influencer question. I have like writing questions, but you write fan fiction.
I do write fan fiction, yeah.
I could ask you writing questions. Okay.
Ask me some writing questions.
I'll ask you my writing questions. So, do you have any advice for aspiring writers? And if not, what was the best advice given to you?
My advice for aspiring writers is to just put it down on paper and just do it every day, even if it's for 5 minutes. Like, don't get too caught up in like editing it while you're writing. Literally just like put the words on paper. And if you don't do anything, like just write for 5 minutes, just every single day. And like, you're going to sit there, and if you commit to doing it for 5 minutes, you'll probably do it for more than like 5 minutes. And if you tell yourself to not care about the words and just like put them out there, you'll end up writing a lot more. Like, that's it.
Edit later. Don't worry if it doesn't make sense if his dad's Mothman. Just throw it
Obviously,
down.
I take that to heart. Okay. And we finished a book, didn't we?
We did. And we tied in the Mothman and everything. So that was If It Was a Book. If you liked what you heard, feel free to drop us a rating or review telling us what you liked or what you want to see in future episodes. If you would like to submit a story for the chance to have it rewritten by one of our guests, you can do so by emailing your memory to ifitwasabook@gmail.com. You can follow the podcast on Instagram and TikTok at If It Was a Book. You can follow me, the host, at Wicked Reads on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And Niah, where can readers and listeners find you?
You can find me everywhere at Novel Niah.
We have episodes out every Monday. As always, video episodes are available on YouTube, and audio is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and wherever you listen to podcasts. Thanks for listening. Bye.